There's only two things that bring me any sort of joy in this world anymore: my cat Rika and Yuri. And it seems I'm in no short supply of either, thankfully, as my cat is just as obsessed with me as I am her, and there is a ton of new Yuri anime coming soon. A lot of series I've never even heard of. I know, fake fan. Don't worry, I'll be killing myself out of shame after I upload this. But since there were so many that I've either never seen or heard of, I wanted to take a look at them and give my impressions and see if these are shows I should be looking out for. You know, Yuri might objectively be the best genre ever. People like anime because of cute anime girls, and Yuri is just cute anime girls being cute together. What could be more perfect?
It's just a cigarette, and it cannot be that bad.
My first exposure to this series was, to say the least, annoying. Not due to anything the series itself has done, mind you, but because I like to follow Yuri artists on the Funny Letter app, I also get posts in my For You tab of Twitter lesbians who use obnoxious ass terms like serving see you next Thursday, you know? The real scum of society. Those were the types of people who I saw hyping up the series, and to me, it was very off-putting. However, I do recognize I'm putting my own biases first, so I need to look at this from a more objective standpoint. The guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all, or Green Yuri, as people have taken to calling it, is a Yuri where it seems there is an emphasis on music, which always seems to be a recipe for success. The premise is a girl crushing on a dude at a music store who's actually her classmate and is what people online refer to as a butch woman. To be honest though, I don't see it. From what I know about butch women, they're supposed to be a bit more androgynous, and unless this chick is fully covered head to toe, she seems clear as day a girl to me. Though maybe that says more about me than anything. Regardless, the series has been hyped to hell and back, so unless it hits me with the same amount of emotional weight as The Summer You Were There, I'm gonna be very disappointed. One last thing, I will say that I do find the art style pretty cash, but I do hope the anime isn't as heavy with the green as the covers, or else I'm gonna find it really hard on the eyes.
Look what I spy with my little eye. Block watch. Somebody asked me if I'm autistic. I'm autistic as shit.
I'll keep it real with you since I know we're homies. I don't like fighting games. Well, like isn't a strong enough word. It would be more accurate to say I fucking hate them with every fiber of my being. Call it a skill issue. You're not wrong. The last fighting game I even remotely enjoyed was Injustice 2, and that's because that was before I became an even bigger introverted shut-in, and I liked interacting with the community at that time. Fighting games are just a completely different world for me, and trying to understand them feels like my scalp is growing fingernails. What the hell is rollback netcode? Why are trans people so good at these games? Please, someone for the love of God, just tell me if this Bridget character is a man or a woman. I don't know anymore. Despite my general dislike for fighting games, I'm still fairly excited for this anime because I've always wanted to see a world where women are good at video games. The premise is this schoolgirl named Aya who plays fighting games even though games are banned in the school, which, yeah, makes sense. Games are typically banned in schools. You know, there's always something I've wondered about Japanese schools ever since I read Citrus, and if this is actually a thing or not. In that series, the students are prohibited from stopping at places on the way home, and how the hell do you enforce that? If girls are banned from playing video games, even outside of school, how are they able to do anything about that? Are these actual things Japanese schools do? Because if so, that's kind of fucking ridiculous. Anyway, Aya meets a girl named Yuri who also plays fighting games, and by the looks of it, the two will become rivals who will end up banging at some point in the future, from what I can tell. The main reasons I'm looking forward to this series is because it will allow me to experience fighting games without having to play fighting games, and also the second volume cover has a girl with white hair, so best girl?
But I'm saying at least he doesn't, like, maliciously rape.
I found it really funny that this was recently announced to be getting adapted because, funnily enough, I am currently in the middle of reading this series. So as the experienced one here, let me tell you, this series is pretty fucking pog. You know, minus the one scene in the first volume, but we could just gloss over that, huh? After all, it's not rape if we're both crying. The series follows Amori Reniko, who's a total loser shut-in who has no social skills in the slightest. She's just like me, for real, for real. She tries to change that, though, come high school, and on her first day meets Otaka Mai, who's basically the school celebrity, and after an encounter on the roof that involved both of them fucking falling off of it, Mai confesses her love to Reniko, but there's no freaking way she'll be her lover. This exact premise is what I thought The Summer You Were There was gonna be before it ripped out my heart and did the unthinkable of actually making me feel sympathy for someone that isn't me. The loner, introverted character gets hit on by the cool, popular character and helps her break out of her shell. Now I just need to hope and pray that neither Mai or Senna dies of turbo cancer or anything. Though this is is a light novel series, and they don't really do sad endings, so I think I'm safe here. One of my initial draws to this series was the art done by Iku Takashima, I hope I pronounced that right, who's also the creator of Whisper Me a Love Song, which is also goated as hell, though I've never actually watched the anime yet. If the same or similar style of art can be kept for the anime, then that's really all that matters to me. Also, Kaho best girl because white hair. Spoilers for just a moment, so skip ahead of this much if you don't want that. One problem I have with light novels is their highly specific premise, but very early on, said premise comes to a conclusion, but the series still feels a need to keep going. This series is called There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover, yet by the end of the 4th volume, she does indeed become her lover, but now there's an additional 3 volumes that are neat, but don't really add much to the overall story. I'm still enjoying it, but that's just one thing that will always bug me. This is probably the one I'm most hyped for. I don't usually watch trailers because I enjoy having zero expectations of something, which usually leads to me enjoying things more than most people. I did, however, watch the trailer for this one, and my honest reaction to it is that it is pretty damn snazzy. I saw the manga cover for this a while back, but wrote it off because the cover didn't catch my interest. I know, biggest fucking sin ever committed. Now you know why light novel titles are the way that they are. Judging from the synopsis though, it might have been my biggest mistake not to look into it further. 2 girls, both child soldiers, one of which is an immortal super weapon, sounds absolutely nutters. I don't see how a romance aspect could be a part of this plot, but I'm excited to see how all of that plays out. The whole scenario kind of reminds me of Violet Evergarden, but with the whole child soldier aspect. I absolutely love that story of Violet coming to understand what the Major meant when he said he loved her. I wonder if this series is doing something similar with the super weapon girl learning human emotions and love and all of that. It's a fairly common trope these days, but it's a banger for a reason, and I never get tired of seeing it. There are even more Yuri coming out soon, and I'll put the rest of them on screen so you can keep an eye out for them, but those are the ones I'm most excited for. That's about all I got for today. Let me know which ones you're excited for. Actually, no. Don't answer that. I don't care.